Throughout history, there have been deaths so strange, so unexplainable, that even the greatest minds in science have failed to provide answers. Bodies discovered in impossible positions, victims showing no clear cause of death, and people vanishing under circumstances that make no logical sense. Were these just freak accidents, hidden conspiracies, or something much more disturbing? Welcome to News Nexus. Today, we uncover some of the most bizarre and unexplained deaths that continue to haunt investigators and scientists alike. If you love diving into unsolved mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe to News Nexus. Let's begin. The Dyatlov Pass Incident, Russia's coldest mystery. In the winter of 1959, 9 skilled hikers set out on an expedition into the freezing Ural Mountains in Russia. They were all young, experienced, and in good health. But when they failed to return, a search party was sent to find them. What they discovered was beyond terrifying. The group's tent was found abandoned on the snow-covered slopes of Dead Mountain. It had been slashed open from the inside, as if the hikers had desperately tried to escape. Their footprints led away from the tent, some of them barefoot in sub-zero temperatures. Their bodies were eventually found scattered across the snow, some dressed only in underwear, miles from their campsite. The strangest part? Some victims had severe internal injuries, shattered ribs, and skull fractures, yet no external wounds that could explain the trauma. One hiker was even missing her tongue and eyes. The area had no signs of an avalanche or attack, and radiation was detected on their clothing. Some say it was a government cover-up. Others believe a powerful force, perhaps something supernatural, was responsible. To this day, no one knows exactly what happened on that frozen night. What terrified these experienced hikers enough to make them flee into certain death? The toxic lady, Gloria Ramirez. A woman so toxic that hospital staff collapsed just by being near her. That's the case of Gloria Ramirez, also known as the toxic lady. On February 19, 1994, Ramirez was rushed to a hospital in Riverside, California, suffering from severe heart failure. Doctors tried to stabilize her, but something was wrong. The moment they cut into her body, a strong ammonia-like smell filled the air. Her blood had an oily sheen, and strange crystal-like particles were seen floating in her veins. Then, one by one, hospital staff began fainting, feeling nauseous, and experiencing paralysis. Panic spread through the ER. Within minutes, over 20 medical personnel collapsed, and the hospital was forced to evacuate. But here's the strangest part. When toxicologists examined Gloria's body, they couldn't find anything that would explain what happened. Some experts believe she had a rare chemical reaction that turned her own body into a lethal gas chamber. Others say it was mass hysteria, but that doesn't explain why trained medical professionals lost consciousness. What really happened to Gloria Ramirez? Was her body creating a toxic compound never seen before, or was she exposed to something the world was never meant to know? The strange death of Elisa Lam. Few cases have captured public attention like the mysterious death of Elisa Lam. In 2013, Elisa checked into the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles, a place infamous for crime and tragedy. Days later, she vanished without a trace. Then something chilling surfaced. Hotel security footage showed Elisa inside an elevator, acting extremely strange. She pressed multiple buttons, peeked outside nervously, then retreated back in. She made strange hand movements, as if communicating with something unseen. Then she simply walked away and was never seen alive again. 2 weeks later, hotel guests started complaining about foul-smelling, discolored water coming from the taps. That's when maintenance workers made a horrifying discovery. Elisa's body was floating inside a sealed rooftop water tank. The mystery deepened when investigators realized the water tank was locked, with no way for Elisa to get inside on her own. There was no evidence of drugs or alcohol in her system, and the cause of death was ruled as accidental drowning. But how did she end up in the tank? Why was she acting so strangely in the elevator? Some believe she was being chased by something, perhaps a real person or something more sinister. Others think it was a psychotic episode. But even after extensive investigations, Elisa Lam's death remains one of the most chilling unsolved mysteries of our time. The Dancing Plague of 1518. Death by dance. Imagine waking up one day and suddenly being unable to stop dancing until you collapse and die. That's exactly what happened in 1518 in the town of Strasbourg, France. It all started with one woman. She began dancing uncontrollably in the streets, unable to stop. Then another person joined in, and another. Soon, hundreds of people were dancing for days on end. Some collapsed from exhaustion. Others died from heart attacks and strokes. Doctors at the time had no explanation. Some believed it was divine punishment. Others thought it was demonic possession. Some historians suggest a powerful form of mass hysteria, while others believe a toxic fungus contaminated the town's food, causing hallucinations and mania. But even today, scientists can't fully explain what happened. What force made these people dance themselves to death? A rare neurological disorder, an unknown disease, or something even stranger? Final thoughts. These cases prove that not everything can be explained by science. Some deaths leave behind more questions than answers, and as much as we try to uncover the truth, some mysteries may never be solved. Which of these cases do you think is the most chilling? Could there be a logical explanation, or are there forces at play that we still don't understand? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you love mysterious stories like these, make sure to subscribe to News Nexus for more investigative deep dives. I'll see you in the next one.